welcome to the latest episode of Community Association Car Chat with David and Steve Roderick. We're glad to have you today, dropping a little more insight on our industry and the participating members of it. Today we have a special guest that Steve will introduce in just a second.
Thank you, David, for the introduction. My name is Steve Roderick. Work for JGS Insurance with David, and most of the time, me and David spend evenings, afternoons. We spend a lot of time with boards and management companies and service providers in the community association industry. So today we have with us Mr. Jim Rademaker. He is the owner and CEO of Rezcom. So I've known Jim for a few years now, but Jim, some of our viewers may not know you that well. So why don't you tell them who you are and what you do?
Sure thing. Thanks, Steve. So, as you mentioned, I own a business in the condo and townhome industry. We're in our 33rd year, and we provide porter maintenance and carpentry services for our clients.
No kidding. 33 years.
33 years.
Wow. So when did you start? Tell us a little bit about you and how you got into this.
Sure thing. So back in college, in an effort to help pay the bills, I started a small handyman business, and that was back in 1986. That just started to flow into a little bit more of a larger business over the years, and then I got introduced to some of the major players back then in CAI, and then things rolled into what they are today.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, you did just mention CAI, which you served as a president of the organization a few years back. How long ago was that?
Yeah, I was president of the New Jersey chapter in 2009.
Okay, 2009. Now, how did you get started in the first place? You didn't mention through maybe relationships, if I get it, into the multifamily world, HOA condo?
Absolutely. So I had two mentors back in the day, the original owner of RCP Management, Bob Murray, and then you guys know Ron Pearl from Hill Wallach.
Yep.
So Bob Murray introduced me to the industry, and we had only done work for RCP in those years. And then he graciously introduced me to the other business owners of the management companies. As I got introduced to CAI, Ron Pearl was the president at the time, and I happened to show up to a brewery in Woodbridge for a CAI networking event. And I was early, and Ron was there. So I took it upon myself to ask him what steps does he recommend for me to get more involved in the industry. And he literally laid out a roadmap that I followed, which was get involved with the committees, go to as many events as I can, make sure that we're involved and not just show up to things and expect business to fall in our lap. And then get involved as a committee chair. And ultimately, if you wanted to, and I did, was to put in my application with the board of directors for CAI New Jersey.
No kidding. So, I mean, CAI encompasses a broad spectrum of different types of community associations or multifamilies, HOAs, co-ops, condos. Now, who is your client base? Why would they contract with Rezcom? Like, what's your target audience?
Yeah, so our target audience is any type of community association just in the state of New Jersey. Okay. But our actual client base is broken into three parts. So we serve the management companies or the community managers, and we serve the board of directors of those associations. And most importantly, we serve the residents and owners of the units. And so we have to balance all three and make sure that we're representing them as equal.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, many people in the New Jersey area know Rezcom. I mean, you're a staple in the industry, 33 years in the business. What else do you do besides maintenance? You didn't mention one thing just in this conversation so far that I didn't know about, but can you elaborate a little bit on what you do?
Sure thing. So our core business is porter maintenance and carpentry services. And just a little bit of a description about that. The porter end is, our guys will take care of keeping the community clean, maintaining the clubhouses, things like that. The maintenance techs are doing repair work, which is generally work order based repairs. So we're doing anything from a repair on the roof to a repair to concrete and everything in between. Our carpentry team, they work on small projects. So it could be a deck replacement, siding replacement, installation of shutters, whatever it may be in the way of projects. And then from other standpoints of what we provide our clients is we do some invasive inspection work with the engineers, and I am deemed as a expert in my field, so I can be an expert if anybody needed me to go represent the association or the engineer in court.
Okay.
So that's pretty much our business in a nutshell.
Okay.
Very cool.
All right. That's pretty comprehensive. It's a pretty broad scope. If we could drill it down, maybe for some of our managers that might be watching this, like this time of year, what should they be focused on in regards to their agenda, getting ready for opening up of associations, amenities, and whatnot? What can you recommend?
Well, this year it's a little bit of a combination. So we have our general spring recommendations, but then we're also coming out of this COVID situation where things were shut down. So, but our normal recommendations are to get everything back up and running that was shut down in the fall. So we're going to get the pools set up and maybe the outdoor fountains and showers turned back on, tennis court nets and windscreens installed, things like that. So we have that list for each of our manager clients, and we make those recommendations along the way.
Well, that's a good one. Now, I mean, we're coming out of winter. I mean, where I'm at right now, I'm still in the middle of winter, as you can see. Plenty of snow here. But what's typically broken when you reopen a community after several months of cold weather? What's typically the issue that needs to be addressed?
Yeah, so what we look for when we're on the communities is any type of down tree limbs, any type of wind-blown damage. It could be siding, aluminum, fascia wrap, things like that. And we make those recommendations to management to get them addressed. Also, cracks in the asphalt, cracks in concrete, the typical things that could be damaged when you have a freeze and thaw effect like we do in New Jersey quite often.
Okay.
Very cool.
There's another quirk to what's going on this time of year coming out of COVID, specifically coming out of COVID. Now, I've seen it out there in the world, especially in like restaurants and stuff. You see, the whole world is short-staffed, so please be kind to those who show up. Are you guys seeing any of those effects with staffing or with limited workforce?
Absolutely. So the past 2 years were really rough with regards to bringing in new employees. One of the things that we did was to make sure that we took care of the existing staff to minimize people from leaving the company. So you have to put together some packages with better salaries, of course, better benefits, employee incentives. And we also have some programs to try to find new hires through referral programs.
Okay.
I would refer Steve. He was looking for a part-time job on the weekend. He's got a baby on the way. He's got a lot going on. So if you want a halfway decent maintenance guy, he might be the guy.
I've seen him fix a boat once or twice.
Yeah, true. Yep. So moving on to what's the top 3 reason why you think you are successful in doing what you do over 33 years? What's the top 3 things that are takeaways of your success?
Well, I would say the first thing is definitely our team. So our field team really has a great reputation. The clients give us a lot of good positive feedback about them, and that goes a long way. We also have middle management, and that's been a major key component to our success. So our middle management, our regional managers that have a portfolio of sites that they're responsible for, and they're the ones that really have the relationships with the clients. So they really go a long way. And then, of course, we have our back office team, and they handle everything from the accounting side to the business development and HR, and they're outstanding as well.
Okay. Also, we talked earlier a little bit about CAI. Now, as a long-standing Ultimate member, how has CAI helped grow your business?
I think in a couple of ways. So definitely in the networking arena, CAI does an excellent job putting programs together and networking events, and they get you in front of hundreds of potential clients, and what you do with that is helps determine how you're going to be, whether you're going to be successful or not in our industry. So,
gotcha. And I want to apologize. I tried to put in a banner on the bottom of the screen those 3 takeaways that you had, and I screwed up the first one. Instead of one team, I wrote T. So apparently T is the key of your success so far. But appreciate that and you sharing that with us, Jim. But as an industry influencer, can you give us in 20 seconds or less the recommendations that you have for other business partners to help them establish themselves in the condo association HOA world?
Yeah, for sure. Getting out in front of the people that are involved in our industry is the key takeaway there. You have to not only promote your business, but you have to develop relationships, both with the clients or potential clients, meaning property managers, but also with the other business partners, and put some events together with them, as well as attending your CAI events.
Very true.
Fabulous.
You got anything fun for us today, Steve?
Well, actually, I've known Jim for a few years now, and though I've never seen it in person, I hear, Jim, that you are a little involved in your free time with some music, right? You might sing a tune or two. I heard you're a singer. Is that correct?
Well, I'm a drummer in a band, and I sing background, so it's.
All right, yeah. No,
I think we did hear him sing, Steve, at the karaoke.
I think you're right. But no, I've heard that you're a drummer. So how long have you been doing that? I mean, you've been doing this for 33 years. How long have you been a drummer?
Yeah, I've been a drummer since I'm 8 years old. So a long time.
No
and
kidding.
I'm not proficient at reading music. I learned how to play drums by ear, but been playing a long time.
All right. So every drummer that I know, they always have, and they're ready to go with the top 3 all-time favorite drummers. You got a top 3?
Well, Neil Peart is definitely my number 1. Buddy Rich is up there as well.
Okay.
Those are my 2 favorites. I forget his name too, but there's a drummer with one arm from Def Leppard.
Yep. Okay.
Outstanding. Yep.
Okay. My personal favorite is Animal from the Muppets.
Yeah.
He's my favorite drummer.
I like how Jim. Did you see that, Steve? How Jim left the 3rd seat open, so he like I have a top 2. The top 3 is always for grabs. So,
all right. Which one of those, or any other ones? What do you think is which one's the hardest one to emulate or to cover, if you will?
Oh, drummers. Actually, the hardest drummer to cover would be from the Beatles. So,
Ringo.
Yeah, Ringo has a very basic style, and he almost plays what's called an offbeat.
Right.
So he's one of the hardest, believe it or not.
No kidding. I never. Well,
I would not have expected that.
Yeah, never even tried it. What's the largest crowd you've ever played in front of?
Well, we opened for comedian Artie Lang at Count Basie, and there was about 2,000 people there. So that was the largest crowd we ever.
All right.
Opened.
Are there any other instruments besides the drums that you play?
No, only drums.
Just drums.
All right. Steve, do you play an instrument, Steve?
I have been known to bang on the skins a little bit back in college. It's been a couple of years. It's been a couple 10 years maybe, but yeah, I used to.
Yeah, you did start sounding like you were a drummer yourself, so I figured.
All right, so well, and because I have done this before in the past. This is the last question, I promise. But everybody thinks the drums is really easy, right? Every other band member, they always just want to play the drums. They just think that you're just going like this, and it's really easy. It's really simple. That anybody can do it. So, in your experience, which other band member is the worst behind the kit?
I would have to say our lead guitar player, Chris. Yeah.
Hopefully he won't watch this.
He rarely even tries to get back there.
It usually comes out sounding like a 3-year-old and a little paper kit, and they think it's great. They think it's wonderful, and they can get on stage and do it. But all right, so thanks for being a good sport about that. All right, so now is the time in the show we give our guests 20 seconds to plug whatever it is. It could be a charity, it could be your business, could be CA, anything that you want to plug. Get out there to the audience. 20 seconds for that. The mic is yours, there, Jim.
Okay. Yeah. I think that, Rezcom providing the services that we do, we're very helpful to our managers. So if anybody out there needs any assistance on the porter maintenance and carpentry side, give us a call. And as you mentioned, regarding charities, we're big participants in a lot of the charities, both within CAI and outside. So we recommend that all of our business partner friends out there get involved in charities as well.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much for spending some time with us this morning on this fine Monday morning, Jim. And we look forward to see you at the next CAI event. If you don't know Jim, just reach out. He's a great guy to know. And if you don't know anything about insurance, have questions about insurance, want to know how to solve your insurance problem, don't hesitate to reach out to Steve or myself. We'll be glad to have a conversation with you and help you solve your issues or find the issues that you don't know are already there. In the meantime, we hope you have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next time on the next episode of Call Chat. See you guys around.
Thanks, guys.